Hi there, welcome back to my channel. It's Rosie at RoseByNameCo. Today I wanted to show you 3 small journals that I made recently. They will be journals that I will have for sale at the inn at my house. So they are not for Etsy right now, but I wanted to show you what it looked like, and I might do some more in the future for Etsy. There's 3 different ones. This one's predominantly in the color blue, and then color pink and yellow. So these are, as far as measurement, they are 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches, so they are square. They have 40 pages front and back, and they have a cloth spine here, reinforced, and then they are soft cover, but not very bendable. They are from repurposed cardboard, but quite firm and enough to hold the few pages that are in there. So I'm going to show you, let me show you one by one. Let me start with this one. They're each just titled Journal, and they have a closure which is just from a scarf, sorry, scarf, and just wraps around for closure. And this one is has beautiful collaging. They each have collaging around the title Journal, and different things that if you look closely you might see different things as far as in the images, like this beautiful roof in blue here on this house and so on, and scalloped edges here from a tablecloth, vintage tablecloth that I used, and in the back also collaging in the similar colors, and with some of my digital collaging and some botanicals and ledger paper and so on, whatever I happen to have on hand at the time. And there is a little bit of lace here as well. So this one, as you open it, has a journaling card over here. So I tried to find some blue images. Not everything is completely blue, but as much as I could. And then a little bit of a label here that I make myself, and I'll show you those one day as well, with a little bit of embellishment here. And then paper ruffle over here. I did stamping for some lines, to give you lines. And a belly band here also, with a little bit of collaging here, with sari silk and some ribbon. And then inside I have a collaged journaling card. It is on top of the index card that you would normally get, you know, in the office. I did get the blue color in the eco staining with cabbage, which I love. And then a little bit of different pieces here, including vintage postage stamp. And then some of that paper that I make with botanical words on it, and a bit of a flip out from ledger paper, and a botanical image on top, a little bit of stamping here, and the ruffles on top as well, and a little booklet. I did print this butterfly public domain somewhere, and then I did paint it over, and it turned out this beautiful color. So it's I made it into a little booklet with a little bit of ledger paper in the middle, and a bit of stamping over here, and blue flowers, and then this beautiful blue that I also got from that, and a butterfly over here on this side, and tea card which I made. Sorry, missed a page here, and a butterfly on the other side. So that's a butterfly that I pressed over to the other side, and here is a bit of a journaling card in this pocket. And here's a tuck spot here with another tea card, and a bit of a tag that I sewed over and put a little bit of fabric on top, and a little bit of stamping over here, and collaging over here. Always collaging with something. So this is a little bit of paper and fabric, and then some lines on the other side, and lines here as well. And this is from an address book that I coffee dyed, and then a little tab over here in blue. and it's a flip out. And this is Edith Holden in the middle page with this blue bird, and then she continues over here. And a little bit of a journaling card with different papers put together. And a beautiful tag here as well with the different collagings here with fabric and lace and different images over here. Also in the beautiful ocean blue color. And a tab on top. And then over here, a little bit of another blue image of flowers with a little bit fabric lace on top. And a little bit over here. I just put a paper clip just so it doesn't keep moving around. And then a bit of collaging with the threads that I like to use over here. And this is the blue paper. And this one also has collage on the back, and it has number 354. So 354, I don't know. If you can use it somewhere in a lot or something, I don't know. And then a little bit of a bird stamp over here. And a label here for writing. And just a little card. This is made from a file folder. And I just stamped it up and also used some watercolor on it. A little bit of stamping here. Another butterfly here. It's just paper clips so that you can put it somewhere else if you wish. A little bit more blue over here. Sewn right onto this page. And then this beautiful image here of flowers from a vintage book. And over here's a little snippet of a bluebird and for writing in the back. And a little bit more tabs here and some stamping. A little bit more blue here and a flip out of journal paper. And one of mine, again, where I printed out in a belly band here. And here I give you a little blue notebook with different papers inside for writing and so on. A little bit of pink and a little bit of nature inside. So that will go back here. It's a flip out, and on the back of this one I have a little envelope. And it has a little blue flower as a tab here, and then some blue papers inside for writing. And inside there you also have a little bit more, a tag and a snippet of botanicals that you can, glue somewhere else in the journal. And so that folds back over here, a little bit more lines for writing. And paper ruffle here. And then at the end here I have a label that I made myself with a little bit of fabric collaging. And then these are the circle snippets that we made, or journal spots. I also call it journal spots. This one is the one with the green eyelash and a little bit of blue. I used the blue thread on here, and I think it fits perfectly with a lot of blue and so on. I thought I would use it something a little bit off color here. So I'm using it in this journal, and if you look at it on top, it just looks beautiful here with all these tabs. And in the middle, also very nice, and some of the sewing tails down here. So this is the blue journal, and no particular name other than blue journal, really. So I'm just gonna wrap it up to close it. And the closure is just this sari, and it just goes perfectly like this, so it's just fine the way it looks here. So that's the one. Okay, so let me show you the pink journal. It's the same type of closure, and this one has a little bit of a rhinestone, if you can see it there. Okay, so just take this off, put it here for now. And this one also has very intricate roses on top here as far as the collaging goes, and things in pink, a little bit reddish, you know, coral, and so on, those colors. So if you can see it up close, beautiful, beautiful collaging over here, and then the scalloped edges here on the spine, and which I sewed in the one signature that it has, and then on the back as well. This is watercolor that I did, and some fabrics and lace here, and that's that. And then on the top I have some of the pink ribbons and so on. And on the back you have, on the bottom you have the tails, and this is what it looks like in the middle. So when you open it up, this is the beginning, and we have a label here with a bit of collaging, and then pink flowers over here on this journaling card. And this is it's just cotton, coffee stained cotton over here, and a paper ruffle to go with the beautiful flowers over here. If you want to see the paper ruffle a little bit close up, it is 2 sheets of paper, or 2 strips of paper that I had left over, and so I wanted to use it up. And I saw Natasha in at Treasure Books, and she did a lot of ruffles like this, and I thought it was very pretty. So thanks, Natasha. I did use that idea and put 2 strips, or whatever strips I have together to sew. Then this is stamping over here, and a flip out, and more stamping here, and the belly band over here, and a little tag with this beautiful little fringe here. And this is again on the file folder, and then I did watercolor on top on the page, and then on top of that I put some stamping, whatever stamp that I had. And I tried to make everything in the reddish and purplish and pink colors. Oh, look at a space for writing, and over here as well, but a little bit of a fabric collaging down here. And another journaling card with this beautiful pink over here that I also did painting and stamping on top of. And then there's your butterfly for this one, the loose butterfly that you can put elsewhere. And on the other side is a tag with a pink, a little bit of rope on top, and pink flowers over here from a vintage botanical book. And then stamping over here with some lines, more of those labels that I make with embellishments. And then I had this, this is not coffee stain paper, this is paper that I found, loose pages, I think I mentioned to you once already. Loose pages I found at the thrift store where somebody spilled coffee on them. And well, I picked that up, of course, because it's just beautiful. I think it's about golfing, but it doesn't matter. So I put on top a label that I stamped lines on, and then some whole reinforcements just to hold this down and for a little more embellishment, and then some stamping over here, and a pink tab on top. Over here, just a little bit of a plain paper that says autumn, fall, winter, and of course we're in winter right now, and we're waiting for spring. I know, it's only the end of January, so spring is, you know, not yet. And then I just did some stamping when I use up the reinforcement little circles, then I use the rest to make little designs with ink. And then a little tiny tag with some rope on top, and then a little bit of a tuck spot here with this beautiful pink design, and a bit of flower on top. And a little bit more of the thread collaging here that I like to do. And more botanical words. And then from Edith Holden here, this beautiful pink flower. And then on the inside as well, these are sheets I'll show you. This was really forgotten stash, and I should show you the whole book of these that I have. This is authentic pages that I have that are very vintage, and then I made it into a journaling card. And then here is another tag where I put pink ribbon on top, and this beautiful little doggy, and with a little bit of the pink flower pot here, and some ribbons and so on here. And of course in the back you can write on it. A little bit more of the pink flowers, and the botanical terms, and this little birdie here, as well as a card with some leaves on it, and a bit of pink over here. And it has number 5 on it. And I'm obsessed with numbers and single words and so on. This is just a little bit QRS, I don't know why, but a bit of a collage here. And then I left you one pocket that you can fill in. Flora stamping, and then a pink tab on top, and a little butterfly here on the bottom. Then I sewn 2 pages together just to make this long enough, because it was a sheet that was like this. But I wanted to use it up. So a little bit of graph paper here, and on the back one of those labels with embellishment. More writing lines and pink flowers. And a little tuck here that you can put something in, and a little bit of the flowers from my own photography. I should use it more, but so far so good on what I do use. And then this one is just some free domain that I found somewhere, printed and made it into a journaling card for this one. A little bit of more of that, a little bit sparkly. And if you can see it, it's a little bit sparkly ribbon that I have. And then postage stamp, original postage stamp here. And the belly band on the other side. And this beautiful tag with pink ribbon, also a little bit sparkly. And some pink flowers on top. And then some stamping here. And the paper ruffle over here. And at the end, the journal spot that we made in the other video, I added a little bit more on the bottom here. And but this pink here went perfectly with it. So this is the end of this one, and the label over here. So this is the pink journal of the mini journals, I guess, 4.5 by 4.5 in size. Yeah, let me see how we can get this closed up. And I just want to show you the a thread that I have down here, also very sparkly. I'm not sure if it'll show. It's just a thread. I don't know if you can see there, but it gives off almost like a little rhinestones, tiny, 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 tiny rhinestones over here. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so that's a pink one. So the yellow one has a bit of sparkle here as well on this sari scarf bit here, strip that I like to use. I still have some of it, so I try to use whatever I have that I really like sparingly, so that I can have it for a long time. So this is the 4.5 inch by 4.5 inch square mini journal in yellow theme that I did. So a little bit of yellow ribbons here, and flowers or leaves, whatever I could find, and then fabric and so on in this collage, if you look at it closely. And the scalloped tablecloth, vintage tablecloth that I have, and then on the spine, which is again a 1-inch spine, and this way too, it has little bit tiny flowers here as well. And then over here I did sewing all over, as I did over here, and then with some of these other papers that I have, and some fabric and ribbons, and some yellow flowers that I could find. So this one has yellow ribbons on the top and so on, and the usual thread tails on the bottom, sewing threads, and then a little bit of things in the middle here. So when we open this one up, this one has a yellow vintage paper that I have in yellow flowers. So journaling card, and then the label that I made for this one. And then this one has this little bit sparkly tab, and then this paper ruffle in the yellow. Sorry, 2 pages. Then I stamped some numbers because, well, I have them. So 5 and a 3 is for this journal, the numbers to use in this one. And a little bit of that journaling card in this belly band. This one has midnight, morning, so some random words, some botanical and some random words. So a little bit of stamping here and a label, and a little bit of collaging here with flowers. And a butterfly flying around, and line stamping here, and a bit of this ribbon. And then inside here is a round tag with a bit of yellow flowers and some fabric over here. Fabric and a tab, and it says my heart. It just, I don't know, I found it somewhere and I just stuck that on there. It goes into this pocket, and then a little bit more collaging here, which I just stapled together on this page. And then this is a tuck spot here, and beautiful botanical flowers, wonderful, and so on. And then you can cut these words out, or, you know, tear it out, or whatever you need to do with this, and then put it somewhere else as you wish. And this yellow ledger paper, beautiful. I had this for a while. And regular white ledger paper, a flip out. And some yellow flowers over here from a vintage flower book I have. A bit of green label. And over here, a little tuck spot with stamping and some yellow crocuses tea card that I printed out and put on some paper there. And a little bit more of this sparkly ribbon. And then some doily type stamping over here. And this is a little tuck spot that you could put something in, a number 5 on this one. And on the back is a journaling card in yellow. This I did decoupage from a napkin and put it on the file folder paper. So let's say, for example, you could put it here. It does hold something. But I put it on the other side because there's writing and I wanted to put something colorful on here. And then there's a butterfly with yellow flowers on the Edith Holden paper in the middle with pockets. And then this one has this beautiful yellow, and then a little bit of pink flower and some white ones and so on. So, you know, just for something a little bit different. And then I also stained the edges in yellow. And then this other yellow tag with a little bit yellow or really beigeish or cream color tab here. And then more paper ruffle here and some cheesecloth and more decoupaging from a napkin, and I just put yellow bird on the top of the whole thing. Beautiful tag, and some more of the yellow flowers. Number 158 on this envelope. This is from, you know, when you get those atlases, and in the back it has all those names. I love using that for various things. So this is one of them. I made an envelope and put some flowers on it, and inside is just a journaling spot that you can write on. I happen to get the numbers on both sides. So this is a little tuck spot with some more ledger paper for writing, and a little bit of ribbon here, and stamping over here, and stamping here as well. And then these are looks like maybe mom's also a tea card that I made. And then over here, there was empty spot here next to this writing, so I put some lines for you to write on. And then this beautiful yellow flower on the back, some more ledger paper flip out, and then a little little notebook here out of just some craft paper, and a bit of a staple collaging here, and then just a plain tag for writing on this one, and a bit more of that yellow fabric that I have. Beautiful, beautiful yellow. I did use it previously on some of my other yellow journals that I do, and I still have a little bit left over. It has these beautiful holes in it, very, very nicely finished, embroidered, or however you want to call it. And then some more of that paper that I sewn together, bits of paper that I had left over. Now this one has the thread right on the bottom here, threaded collaging. Oh, look at this. A ladybug just flew on this paper. What shall I do with her? Take her outside? No, it's too cold outside. Do I let her stay over here? Oh goodness. Where does she come from? From some corner of the attic, because as you know, I'm in the attic. So anyhow, more collaging here and stamping. And this belly band here holds 3 tags of different sizes that I put together. So, you know, you can undo this and put them somewhere else, or you can just write on them as they are. And a postage stamp over here in a bit of the yellowish and orangish colors. Very pretty. This one is from Croatia. And the paper ruffle over here. And then the journaling spot at the end and the label. So this one is, it's not yellow per se, but it has some sparkly, you know, goldish colors, if you can see it. And just because everything is so yellow, a little bit off color is good too. So this is this one, the yellow mini journal that I made for sale here at the inn. So if you want one of those, you'll have to come and book a room at the inn, and you can also purchase one of these. But I will try to make some also from my shop, because they were so much fun to make. And very cute indeed. They're the cutest little things, you know, to have in your purse or your night table, or however you want to use them. So these are the little journals completed in January 2020, the beginning of this year. I appreciate you coming by. Thank you again. Please subscribe to my channel, and come back again to see what else might be new. It's Rosie at RoseByNameCo. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.